Welcome everybody. Today we will talk about the cause and effect essay. What is a cause and effect essay? A cause and effect essay is a type of paper that the author is using to analyze the causes and effects of a particular action or event. A curriculum usually includes this type of exercise to test your ability to understand the logic of events or actions. If you can see the logic behind cause and effect in the world around you, you will encounter fewer problems when writing. If not, writing this kind of paper will give you the chance to improve your skills and your brain's ability to reason before writing this kind of essay, you need to draft the structure. Generally speaking, there are three types of causes and effects essays. We usually differentiate them by the number of and relationship between the different causes and effects. Now I explain the type of the cause and effect essays. The first is many causes and one effect. This kind of essays illustrate how different causes can lead to one effect. The idea here is to try and examine of a variety of causes, preferably ones that come from different fields, and prove how they contribute to a particular effect. For example, if you are writing about World War I or World War II, you can mention about the political, cultural, and historical factors that lead to the Great War. And the structure of this type essay is introduction, body, case 1, case 2, case 3, and so on. And the effect of the causes, and finally the conclusions. The second type is one cause, many effects. This type of cause and effect is constructed to show the various effects of particular event, problem, or decision. Once again, you will have to demonstrate your comprehensive knowledge and analytical mastery of the field. There is no need to persuade the reader or present your argument. If you know why it happened, it will be much easier to write about it, to write about the effects. And the structure of this type is introduction, body, effect 1, effect 2, effect 3, effect 4, and so on, and conclusions. Finally, the third type. The third type is chain of causes and effects. In this type, you need to maintain a chain of logic that demonstrates a sequence leading to the end of the chain. And the structure of this type is introduction, body, cause 1, effect 1, cause 2, effect 2, cause 3, effect 3, cause 4, and so on. And finally, the conclusions.
This essay features how similar or different is this type of essay compared with others. Similarities. First, it's also a common method of organizing and discussing ideas. Two, like the rest of the essays, most of the experts advise that this type of essay should follow the traditional 5-paragraph structure, in which the author will present his or her ideas, arguments, and one of the most important things, his or her thesis. The third one is that as the rest of the essay, this type of essay also has an introduction, a body paragraph or development in which the author will express all the ideas, and finally a conclusion. Now I'm going to explain you some of the differences between this type of essay with others essay. First, it is focused only on causes and effects of an event or situation. And two, it demonstrates the different relationships that exist between causes and its consequences. Follow these steps when writing a cause and effect essay. First, distinguish between a cause and an effect. To identify causes, ask, why did this happen? And to identify an effect, ask, what happened because of this? Now I'm going to show you an example of cause any known consequence or effect. The cause could be you are out of gas, and the effect will be that your car won't start. Sometimes many causes can contribute to a single effect, or many effects may result from a single cause. Example: reduce work hours, and the effects will be less income, more time to study, and more time for friends and family. Second step, develop your thesis statement. State clearly whether you are discussing an effect or a cause, and introduce the main idea using the terms cause and or effect. The third step you gotta follow when you are writing a cause and effect essay is that find and organize supporting details. Back up your thesis with relevant and sufficient details that are organized. And you can use many ways to organize these details. Could be chronological. In this one, details are arranged by the time or in order that the events or situations occur. And the other way to organize your details is in order of importance. Here, the details are arranged from the most important details to the last important details, or vice versa. And the last but not the least is you gotta use appropriate transition words. In the world of English, there are many examples of transition words for causes and transition words for effects. Here, I'm going to show you some of the effects and some of the causes.
There are some suggestions, recommendations, or tips that you can take into account when writing a cause and effect essay. The first tip is to remember your purpose or the purpose of your essay and decide if you are writing to inform or persuade. The second tip is to focus on immediate and direct causes or effects. Limit yourself to causes that are close in time and related, as opposed to remote and indirect causes which occur later or are related indirectly. The third tip is the use of a graphic organizer. Here, you can use a cause and effect graphic organizer that will help you organize your ideas and describe how events affect one another in a process. Tip number 4. Use supporting evidence. Define terms, offer facts, statistics, provide examples, anecdotes, or personal observations that support your ideas. The tip number 5 is to qualify or limit your statements about cause and effect. Unless there is clear evidence that one event is related to another, qualify your statements with phrases such as "it appears that the cause was," "it seems likely," or "the evidence may indicate," or "available evidence suggests." The tip number 6 is to remember the fact that correlation does not imply causation. It is important to show correlation in this type of essay and not automatically say that it is equal to the causation. It means that not just because one thing happened after or parallel to the other thing, it led to it. And the tip number 7 is to evaluate the effectiveness of your essay by asking some questions. For example, what are the causes? What are the effects? Which should be emphasized? Are there single or multiple causes? Single or multiple effects? Is a chain reaction involved? You can use this tip when you are writing your essay, but it is important to check it when you have finished it in order to see if you have accomplished your objective or if you have correctly developed the main points that this type of essay requires. These and some other tips can help you develop or write a good cause and effect essay more easily and effectively.
Hi, I'm Eliana. Our essay is about cause and effect. First, we have to choose the topic of essay.
What is ocean pollution?
plastic covers 70% of our planet. The water has a fundamental importance in the development of human activities. Its use can be applied in different areas, for example, industrial, fishing. However, every year there is more pollution in the world.
Then, to identify the cause, you have to ask, why does this happen?
Ocean pollution occurs due to overpopulation that increases the demand for products and waste is thrown into the ocean, the borders, bags and plastic. Another cause is oil spilled by ships and transnational companies. Approximately 3,500 million liters of oil are spilled in oceans. Another is agriculture activities and rainwater. These water is that are used in agriculture have pesticides and fertilizers that then filter into the rivers.
For the effect, we must ask ourselves what happens because of this.
One result is this of marine species due to debris like plastic and water contaminations. For example, a garbage island has formed in the Pacific. Is that due oil a thick black layer formed in the ocean causing death in thousands of people. Another result is bacterial contamination that causes diseases in people like typhoid fever, cholera, dysentery, and gastritis.
This is the final structure of our cause-effect essay.
All the information presented in the video about this topic will help you understand a little bit more about this type of paper, identify its elements, the similarities and differences it has with other types of essays, the process that you must follow to write one, and some suggestions that you can consider when writing a cause and effect essay, since they are key factors to do it in a correct and easy way. And without more to say, thank you for watching this video. We hope you liked it and find it understandable and useful for your next cause and effect essay.